So we have a special guest. Tom will
Yes.
show up eventually. He's on some
He's
very important
somewhere
call.
else. But yes, we have Nate George in studio with us.
Hello. Thanks for the
Hi,
invite.
Nate. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Good.
So you met Tom
I-
on? Did you wait? You met both of them on the yacht, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
on the yacht.
Well,
The
it's
yacht.
what it was.
It was a yacht.
It was a
That's
very
for
was
sure.
pleasant
certainly
evening.
a yacht.
It was a very pleasant evening. It's a
Good
little-
crew too.
Yeah, I think they've had the same people there forever. That's the same captain. I mean, I'm sure it's a good gig.
Yeah.
I would keep that gig.
Yeah. That's all you got to do year round. I was talking to
Yeah.
him. I'm like, that's tough.
Yeah, I think it's a great gig. So you are running for state auditor.
I am. Yes.
Explain what that position actually is for those that don't know, and then we need to get into why.
Absolutely. So that's actually a pretty common question. Don't feel bad if you don't know what it's for. But the state auditor position is one of the constitutional offices that our state constitution has written in that they need to exist. The other ones are Secretary of State and Attorney General, as well as Lieutenant Governor. The state auditor primarily is responsible for fiscal oversight of local units of government. So we're talking about school boards, townships, counties, and cities. All of them have to submit independent audit reports to the state auditor's office every year. And the state auditor's office is supposed to be looking for red flags and things like that. They also have oversight of state agencies that receive federal funding. And so, as we know, that's kind of a hot topic right now. So they should be looking at all those things and you know,
Okay. And why weren't they?
right. Well, and it depends on who you talk to, right? You'll get a different answer every time. But part of the problem, and I'll give them a little bit of credit, not much, but a little. Part of the problem is they're more like, as the state auditor's office, all they do is they find the problem, but they can't do anything about it. And so all they can
What?
do is refer any findings that they have to the local county attorney's office or the attorney general's office.
Oh.
Yeah, both of which are, again, politically biased and motivated because they're all elected positions. So, plus you have 87 county attorneys for 87 counties who all prosecute crimes a different way.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So Keith Ellison
Yes.
would have had reports about, for people that aren't from Minnesota and maybe aren't familiar, there is a rampant fraud problem.
Oh, yeah,
At
read our
least
chat.
$1 billion.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
people saying we need an audit, we need all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Right.
They have discovered at least $1 billion, and the acting who just came in and is like, you guys have so much fraud, it's just absolutely ridiculous. There's some federal person,
Yeah, the U.S. attorney.
U.S. attorney came in and he's like, this is absolutely unbelievable. And now there's estimates that it could be 6 billion, maybe even more, because
I'm
it's
sure
been
it's
going
more.
on for so long. So
Yeah.
Keith Ellison had this reported to him. We have to assume, right?
Right.
And did nothing or covered it up, or what did he do?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to know or tough to say without digging into it. It should be dug into, certainly by the federal government. But they have the discretion to prosecute whatever they feel like prosecuting, and that's part of the problem. If you're politically aligned, and one political party controls every state office, there's no incentive to prosecute anything because you're going against your own party and you're protecting your allies there. But I think the state auditor's office should be given special prosecutorial authority so that they can prosecute crimes of fraud discovered during their investigations with public funds, and that would take some of the political allegiance issues out of it. But that's all work that has to be done along with the legislature to change the law. So
Well, because I mean, in a perfect world, a state auditor or an attorney general or even a DA wouldn't be partisan. This should be all about tax dollars not
right,
being pissed away by people that you think might vote for you. Or,
right.
I mean, is it worth $1 billion in fraud to make sure that you're is it about buying votes? Why would you ignore this?
Yeah, I think that's a safe. I think that's a fair question. It certainly brings to light the issue of agendas, and we're seeing that play out on all fronts. With the Democrat-controlled legislature and some of the laws that they're passing. I just had the pleasure of meeting with the St. Croix River School Districts organization last night up in Rush City, and that was a common theme that I heard from them. Was legislative mandates that are making it difficult for school districts to do their job, which is to teach our children. And now they're talking about cutting, at least $250 million out of the special education budget, which
Yeah.
we shouldn't need that, right? Because we had 16 million or billion, whatever it was, in surplus a couple of years ago. Where did all that go?
18 billion. I'm pretty sure it was 18 billion.
Yeah. So, school boards are feeling the pressure from some of these unwarranted, poorly thought out legislation that's been passed down in St. Paul. And that's one of the things that we need to look at. Some of that is over-regulation as well. And we need to figure out a way to balance regulation and protecting the public interest with letting local leaders and local organizations control their communities.
So as an auditor, would you have the power to go in and say to these school districts, we're not spending money on all of this. We're going to teach the kids to learn to read and write and do math and science and core topics?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Laws are made by the legislature, but as the state auditor, what we can do is we can get out of their way and reduce the unnecessary regulations for like fiscal reporting and audit reporting to the state, and try to clear the path or make it easier for school districts to teach the children and focus more on that. Right now, their primary focus is submitting audits and reports and they spend more time on paperwork than they do focusing on education and children. And so we need to get rid of some of that.
Well, it's interesting because I hear from people that have teachers in their family that it's not the teachers that are, turning out these kids that can't read and write, but they are given agendas to
Yeah.
teach that aren't
Yeah.
exactly helpful to kids.
Right,
But I suppose they have to do it because that's their job.
right.
So
Yeah.
who's mandating all of these weird things that they have to learn, like, hating white privilege? And I mean, to me, that's just something that shouldn't be taught in elementary school and shouldn't even be discussed until children are old enough to have an intelligent conversation on both sides.
Yeah, make their
Because
own
little
decisions.
kids are just way too susceptible to, and
Yep.
teachers thinking.
Oh, believe me, I know how susceptible little kids are to
Yeah.
outside influence.
Yeah, and from an auditor perspective, it's just multiple layers of government and regulation on top of the other. And so every time you add a funding source from the government, for example, so if you're talking state dollars or if you're talking federal dollars, all of those dollars come with regulations to make sure that they're being spent the way that they were intended to be spent, whether it's good or bad. And so some of that is what they're trying to do at the federal level with dismantling these unnecessary federal agencies that just add more and more regulation onto people in organizations at our local level and make it harder for them to do their job. And so that's what I talk about when as an auditor, something that we can do is try to work with the school districts to see what model of oversight works better for everyone, where we can still make sure that there's no fraud happening with public funds, but we still let the local school board decide how to run their schools.
Mom, can you try turning Dad's mic off, maybe?
Oh, sure. That might help with the whole.
Yeah, it's getting
Drilling
it's
thing.
getting a lot louder. I don't know what they're doing up
Oh,
there.
yeah, Dad's mic is hot. Okay, is that better?
Well, we'll find out. If they, I can already hear a lot less
Yeah.
ambient noise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds better.
that does sound better. Well, besides,
so
apparently he's not coming back. So I mean,
how much?
what does he need a mic for?
What does it cost to run a campaign these days, especially if you're not like connected?
Yeah.
Well, I know
to
senators
a
is
party?
like tens of millions of dollars, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It really just depends on, you know, how much you're trying to get out there and how much exposure you're trying to get. But yeah, it's a lot of money. I mean, everything costs money, right? So, anytime we're going in a parade, there's probably a fee associated with walking in that parade. Anytime we're at,
Yep.
having a booth associated with the county fair, there's a fee for that. You know, the yard signs that go up, yard signs are incredibly expensive. Mailers are really expensive. And so when you contribute to a campaign, that's what your money is going to. And so folks like me really rely on that because, you know, I'm not a career politician. I think that's one of the things that people are drawn to me about it. You know, I'm just a blue jean wearing, 9 to 5 working kind of guy with 5 kids. And I'm doing it because I'm in this position at this time and I have the skills necessary to turn things around. But I don't have a political connection, background where I can draw funds from. So I really rely on people to contribute to my campaign.
Well, for a senator, the average cost of winning a Senate seat in 2016 was $19 million.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, state auditor is not going to be at the $19 million level.
Right.
Because senator, I think, is as high as it gets, except for the president.
Yeah,
Wow.
the state auditor office is kind of the most unseen out of all of them, I would say, really.
Yeah.
So,
And who are you running against? Is there an incumbent that's been there for 150 years or?
so Julie Blaha is the current Democrat in the seat now, but she has announced that she is not running. So it is a wide open seat. I'm the only Republican seeking candidate that has officially declared that I'm aware of. I've heard whispers of other people who might be interested, but the only one who has officially declared so far. But on the DFL side, there's already a lineup. I think Representative Dan Wolgamott out of St. Cloud, who was recently arrested for a DUI close to my home.
Sounds like our state.
Yeah, and a couple of mayors that I'm not familiar with have announced, but yeah.
Okay, so why? So I would think that that position of auditor is actually a very important job, right?
Should be.
It's not one of these you're working for 4 months and then you get to go off and do whatever you feel like. This sounds like a year-round thing, right?
Yeah, it's a full-time gig.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have to what? Quit your job and become this. Do you have
Correct.
to move anywhere? Do you have to live anywhere in particular in the state?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I look back at previous state auditors, and they're from all around the state. There's no like official residence that I'm aware of. They have an office close to the Capitol in St. Paul, so it would just be a daily commute. And I live an hour away, but I'm used to making that commute from previous jobs. So I'm currently the mayor of Graham, Minnesota. I'm on my 3rd year. So next year will be my last year on my current term. So it would be a smooth transition into the state auditor position if I were to get elected.
And why do you want to do this?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Because it sounds like you're going to be up against it.
Yeah,
Because
it sure does.
well, if things don't change in Minnesota and it's all a uniparty forever,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it gets even worse because there seems to be more and more extremist activist people running and possibly getting in power in almost every situation. If that's
Yeah.
how Minnesota's going to go, are you going to be able to do anything? Or
Yeah.
is it going to
Well,
be a
that's a
more
fair
difficult?
question. I think it depends. Like kind of like being the mayor, I've come to learn it is what you make it.
Okay.
You can sit back and kick your heels up on the desk and do literally nothing and still be the mayor, or you
Yeah,
can
we know that.
you can do some of the things that we've been able to do in the last 3 years, which was more than the city has seen in the last couple decades. I mean, we brought over $10 million of state funding and federal funding to our city to replace almost 100-year-old water infrastructure and roads. We're going to have almost all new roads throughout the whole city.
Wow, that's really
And
big.
yeah, and we've improved transparency. We added technology into the council chambers so that you can live stream council meetings now.
Ah,
So if you can't be there, you can still be informed. I am very active on social media. I have my own social media page. I have one for my mayor page, and I have a candidate page for state auditor as well. So
What are those so people can find you?
yeah, it's my mayor page is City of Bram Mayor Nate George. And then my candidate page is Nate George for MN State Auditor.
Okay, and then do you have a website where people can donate and
Not
check out your
no website
agenda?
yet; those are expensive. But
they are.
Andy,
yeah,
Those are expensive.
those are
for a
expensive.
reasonable price, Andy can maybe build one for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
well-
only take
How about
6
a nap? You
to
need a
12
nap?
months, considering I got all this stuff to do with these
Yeah.
kids.
You seem like a busy guy. Yeah, I do have someone that offered to do it, but we gotta build up our funds. And but you can donate online through the link that is available on my candidate Facebook page.
Okay, good to know.
So yeah, when when I took office, our city was hit with a 48% property tax levy increase.
What?
That's what I walked into. Yeah,
48%? How did they even justify that?
they didn't have a choice because they kept passing 0% or 1% levies for years, and eventually the city budget caught up to the tax base, and so it was either raise the taxes and properly fund our local government, or we have to cut essential services like street plowing and the police department and all of that. So, but what we were able to do was, we had to make some hard decisions. We had to lay off one staff member who had been there a very long time, but because of union rules, he was the low man on the totem pole. And so we didn't have a choice in that matter, and we had to cut some funding where we could. But we turned our budget when I took office, it was almost $1 million over budget.
Oh,
And
It's easier this
we
way.
turned that around, and now we completely reversed that trend, and now we have a stable balance of about $1.3 million, and we're paying off debt, and we're able to pay for things ourselves as opposed to having to rely on loans and stuff like that. So there's things like that you can do in the office in a long way of answering your question.
It's okay.
There's things like that you can do to take initiative to make change, to lead and collaborate on things. And I think even if, God forbid, we don't see any change at the gubernatorial level, it would be even more important then to elect a state auditor who is not of the same political party to make sure
Yeah.
that they are able to have checks on that system.
I almost feel like the auditor should be required to be the opposite party of the ruling party.
Yeah, or nonpartisan.
Or nonpartisan, yeah, exactly. Because it feels like their job is basically to make sure the corruption can't, go rampant.
Great.
Right.
You would think.
So it's like electing your buddies or whatever to that position is basically, it's a great way to make sure your corruption doesn't ever go checked.
Right.
There you have it. Nate, how are you? Nice to see you. You know, you look even better than on the boat. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I got a haircut.
Well, hey,
It's the studio lighting.
Andy,
It makes everyone look great.
Andy, have we run any of the spots?
We ran the first 2 recorded spots. So the second break is going to be both live spots, NABC
so
and
is the third
Welsher.
break, so that's good.
Yeah.
And we'll do that. Why don't we do the second one right here? Would
Yeah,
that
why
be
not?
Okay, because that would get a nice big opening.
So we're going to start with NABC live then and then go into Welsher.
And go Welshire live.
Yep.
Is that good?
Works for me.
All right, we'll be right back right after this. Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. As a business owner, you're always looking for opportunities to grow, and that's where North American Banking Company can help. Their business banking team offers tailored solutions, whether you're expanding your team, opening a new location, or upgrading equipment. Because they're locally owned, loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities, which means faster approvals and more flexibility to meet your needs. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Visit nabankco.com to learn more. Gotta have to learn something from Bilski. How the hell is that going to happen?
Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire in Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally, and they're a family-owned local company conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. Really, really good people. Like I said, I've known them for 2 generations. They're the best staff memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour. That's a good idea. To learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com.
This one's called Harbor Lights.
Harbor Lights. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be back. Nice to see you. How long ago was the boat trip? Was that a few weeks ago?
About a month, I think.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Is that a
Is
month
that
ago
all
already?
it was ago? Seems like forever ago.
It does seem like a lot longer than that, but
Does.
What are you
flies.
going to do? But
So you missed a bunch, Tom.
Yeah.
He was talking about what the state auditor does, what the responsibilities are, why he wants to do this, and that it's a full-time job. He would have to. What do you do now, as far as work goes?
So part-time, I'm the mayor of Bram,
Yep.
and then full-time, I'm the director of licensing investigations for the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe.
oh, there you go.
Okay, he would have to give up that job, right? And
Correct.
obviously the mayorship to be an auditor because it's a full-time year-round position.
Correct. Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's interesting, our timing on this whole deal, because the reason I was gone for 15 minutes is I was talking to my lawyer about a case that we have coming up. People are losing their minds doing things. I've had things happen to me. Friends of mine have done some terrible things to me lately. What is wrong with people?
Yeah. Yeah, I think as a society, we've slowly lost our civility over time.
Yes.
Yep.
And is there any way we can improve that? Like, you're a pretty big guy. Can you go beat people up or something?
I don't think that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that'll win me a whole lot of votes, but I will challenge
Yeah, he's
them
running for
to a friendly debate.
A friendly debate is good. What is the fact that it was handled so poorly and people are not as nice as they used to be? Is that what drove you to step up and go, look, I got to straighten this out for the community?
Yeah, it's a little bit of that, and then same thing at the city level where I'm at now. I mean, zero intentions or desire to get into politics when I did, and I went to a city council meeting one night, and I was disgusted with what I saw, the level of incompetence, and finger pointing and going nowhere. And I just spoke up and I said, "You guys, you need to do your job, or I'm going to do it for you." And
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, there you go.
Because a year later, here I am. So, and it's kind of what I see at the state level too. And of course, what happens being a mayor, you're involved with what goes on at the state pretty intimately, because what happens at the state affects the local level as well. And for people who don't know, cities and townships and counties and all that get their authority from the state. And so whatever laws are passed at the state that dictate how we are able to govern at the local level. So
The thing I don't understand about being mayor is how anyone resists the urge to grow a mustache and wear a top hat. I would totally do
Monopoly
the
guy.
whole. I would do the 19th century mayor outfit if I was the mayor of any city.
I have a
Sure.
cowboy hat. That's about as close as I'll get.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring the frontier
So
to
I-
Minnesota.
There you go.
So the auditor's position, I mean, if you're in hostile territory, they really can't do much to you, right? Because you're just dealing with budgets and numbers and
Yeah.
figures and who gets it released. And I mean, do you have to approve certain things that they might not want you to approve?
Yeah, I would imagine that
How's
there's
that
a
work?
lot of political pressure like that. Toe the line, don't rock the boat kind of stuff that goes on. But ultimately, we need someone in that position who's going to be immune to that. And it's hard for anyone to really prove it by just saying it, but you have to look at their deeds. And I think I listed off some of the progress that we made in Bram just in the last 3 years, and
Yeah.
some of that was not popular, still isn't, but we got to do it anyway because it's the right thing to do. And we need people who not only vocalize that, but show that.
So Minnesota is losing higher earners, losing.
Taxpayers.
Yeah, we're losing GDP.
We're losing companies.
Yep.
Companies don't want to invest in
Yep.
Minnesota. Did you watch Rick Kupchela's
Precarious
documentary?
state.
Yep.
Precarious State.
Yep.
Do you agree with what he had to say?
Yeah, I mean it's playing out right before our eyes.
Yes, right.
Sure is.
I've been in management for a while now, and I'm in the Air Force Reserve as well. I've been doing that for 20 years
Well, thank you.
as a combat veteran, and so everything, all three of my jobs, all three hats that I wear, I'm a leader in every single one of them. And Minnesota is the hardest one by far because it's just so hard to do anything as an employer nowadays without having a lawsuit thrown at you or the state telling you how to run your business and who you can discipline and who you cannot. And going back to the education forum that I was at last night, that was an issue that was brought up. Is it's so hard for educators to discipline students nowadays. There's no incentive for them to behave. They can literally do whatever they want without any repercussions. And that not only impacts that student, but it impacts every other student in the classroom.
Absolutely.
Those are the kinds of things that I'm talking about when I say that as a government, we need to look at ways to get out of the way and let our local leaders and communities run themselves.
And so, do you see what do you think is going to happen with the next elections? Are you? I mean, you must be hearing things. You're running for office. Do you think there's going to be a sea change, or
I think if there was or is going to be one, next year's the year to do it. I think
okay?
Yeah.
I think Tim Walz didn't do himself any favors by going on the campaign trail as the VP candidate.
No.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah. Lots of
even
stuff
among
was
his-
exposed that we didn't know about because
Yeah.
we just don't want to know, I guess.
if I were to run for governor, I'd probably win just because I know how to properly load a shotgun. But
I saw that.
and I've actually carried a weapon in combat, so that's 2 up on him. But it's I think there's a lot more moderate Democrats than progressive Democrats in the
Oh
state.
yeah, I think so.
And that's
Yep.
just my opinion. I don't have no data to back that up right now. But knowing that or thinking that, I feel like this is our opportunity to, show those moderate Democrats, like, hey, this is your chance. If you feel like things are going way out of hand, which they are, this is your chance to correct the swing of that pendulum back to the other side. And I think we have the opportunity to do that next year if we can get people that can relate to them and say we're not extremists. Believe what you want to believe, do what you want to do in the privacy of your own home. Just don't expect the general public to accommodate you. Things like that. And you know what? We'll protect your tax dollars while you do it. So those
See,
are
I
my
think that's
thoughts.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly. Yep. And that's
I don't know.
why I'm doing this now. I don't have any ambition to be a governor or to do anything. I didn't have any ambition to do anything beyond the mayor, but the way things have gone these last few years, I find myself in this position to bring my skill set to a higher level and try to get things pointed back in the right direction.
So let's hear you. Okay, so you win the state auditor position, and the globalists come over and say, "I'm going to give you $14 billion in an offshore if you only do and say what we say."
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't know. Is it just me, or do people feel like that's what's going on? That these politicians are being paid to say the exact same things and run the same agenda and be completely corrupt with no accountability whatsoever, and somehow that's okay. It feels like somebody's paying these people. It
Yeah.
can't just be an organic movement that everybody wants to just screw everybody over and have all this fraud in their states, and people that shouldn't be voting are voting, and
Yeah.
it seems insane what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we're losing our common sense and civility as a society, right? Because we should be able to recognize that instantly, and
Yeah.
and we're not. And I don't know about politicians being paid. I mean, there's corruption
It feels
somewhere
like
at
it.
some time, any given day of the year.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that it certainly benefits them. I mean, we see that play out with politicians getting rich off of stock insider trading and things like that.
Right.
Right.
There's perks that come with being in elected positions, and they don't want to give up those perks because they get comfortable with them. I mean, look at all the politicians that run off of supporting the poor little guys of society are super rich now and have no idea what it's like to be poor or struggling paycheck to paycheck. So I think that there should be term limits at every level of government
too.
to help with that. We shouldn't have people in office for 40 years who are no longer in touch with their base and no longer know what it's like to live the life that they live back home. And so I'm a big believer in that, and that's why I'm also comfortable with giving up the mayorship to run for state office, because I've done my 2 terms, and now it's time for someone else to take the torch and run
You
with
got your
it.
self-imposed term limits?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you do term limits at a city level? Or is that even like...
I mean, maybe you can pass an ordinance, but I think state statute allows that you can run for as many as you want.
Okay.
God, it's so amazing. What you're talking about, and I'm not even going to say the names of the people. You'd recognize the husband and the wife probably.
Yeah.
But there was a woman in the southern part of the United States that was buying a new car. She wanted to buy a new car. She's probably 65 years old, something like that. She was buying a new Bentley. And for some reason, these salespeople thought, oh, Bentley, I mean, you got the money for that. They're pretty expensive, blah, 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 blah. They were giving her a lot of heat over it. So she called her husband, who's a very, very well-known politician, national politician. She called him and had him come over. She's going to buy a Bentley. He arrives in a Rolls Royce. These are our public servants.
Yep.
They like their nice
what?
cars.
Well, a lot of senators are already wealthy before they even run.
Well, like I said,
Well-
$19 million for the average winning Senate run.
Yeah.
19
So
million.
you got to have some money backing you in order to just become a senator in the first place.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
senators get a lot of money pumped into the state and
Yep.
into
Yeah.
industry. So
You can't
Yeah.
get exposure without the money, except for
right.
Yeah.
gracious podcasts like you guys. I'm down here on my own time today, and you guys were gracious enough to invite me on. But
Well, let me say this before you continue,
Yeah.
because you and I got something in common. Our wives are both too good for us.
there you go.
So there, it just fits. Oh, look at Catherine doesn't even respond to it. Oh no, honey, that's not
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
She just goes.
I
"Yeah,
agree
that's true."
wholeheartedly.
She does agree wholeheartedly. It's absolutely true. Do you think we'll ever get back to the politicians actually serving the people? Is that ever going to happen again?
I hope it happens next year.
Yeah.
Because if
Yep.
it doesn't, I feel like we're on a bad trajectory where the state as a whole is going to reach a point where the systems just fail, and we have to start all over again, and then there's no choice.
Yeah. Yep.
And I hope we don't get to that point. We need
I hope we
people
don't.
who want to do things for the common good, and not to protect their political career or see how much more money they can make off the system.
I had a nice conversation with your wife. Where is she from?
She was born in California, grew up in Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson. That's where she was, and she was talking about how when she was in school, that she was taught to hate people.
Yeah,
She was. I mean, I don't even know how the conversation got to be that way, but she said I was just taught to hate.
yeah,
And it took me a long time to realize that that's just not how I wanted to live.
yeah. No, and I'm going to school right now for my master's at Hamlin University, and probably shouldn't have said that because now I'm going to get Fs. But
Oh boy,
There
yeah.
you go. You're
you
in
know,
trouble.
but I mean, it is what it is, and it should be called out for what it is. But I mean, you see it in college even, and that's what Charlie Kirk
Yes,
was
you
famous
do.
for, trying to confront. I mean, every time I have class and we have discussions, the bias is just obnoxious, and they're unapologetic about it, and we can't have that. That's where public institutions like that need to be neutral, and you can have an opinion, and that's great. Keep it outside of work.
Right.
It's the same thing for the military. When I go on orders and when I go to complete my service, it's Master Sergeant George. It's not Mayor George who thinks that our president is,
Yeah.
is or isn't doing a good job. So
Well, God bless you, because I seriously, if I had to sit in a city council meeting in Minneapolis, I think that I would either start crying or have to become a drug addict. I don't know. I don't know how I would cope with it.
well, the sad thing is they have programs that'll help you become a drug addict before they
That's
start
true.
helping you with
I don't know.
your crime.
I just couldn't listen to the madness. I don't think
Yeah.
I could listen to it.
No.
Yeah. So, I mean, God.
Yeah.
Do you think we will ever turn around? Because you guys were just talking about this, and it's the number one thing that bothers me. People are so mean publicly now. It is unbelievable. It's like, seriously, it's a good thing that I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm not really interested. Because as a younger man, and you would understand this, the service you've done and all the rest of it, your first reaction is, well, I wonder if I should just slap him in the head.
That thought crosses my mind every day.
Every day. It does,
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
it?
like social media posts that you just delete it. You just get it out and you
Yeah.
just delete it. Yeah,
You know,
I can't say that.
I don't tolerate people who preach tolerance and then are intolerant of others. And
Right.
so I will, or my biggest pet peeve is misinformation. There's a lot of people who have opinions. There's very little people who have informed opinions. And I think that's a big problem with social media. But I will absolutely challenge people, if they make an ignorant comment or something like that, and I will stick up for my city 100%. And I will sit there and stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning and responding back and forth and having a post war with somebody on any thread on Facebook, because I want people to have intelligent conversations, and we can't
that be
make
refreshing?
progress unless we can get back to a point where we are able to have intelligent conversations with each other.
Yes. And informed voters are the only thing I want. I don't want just, robots or people that are
Right.
paid off to vote.
Yep. Yeah, just, oh, my friend or my uncle's nephew said, go vote for this person, and so I'm showing up just to fill in a circle.
Right.
Actually researched that. You brought up my wife, and this is very relevant to a transformation that she had over time as well. And she gives me credit for it, but I say it's all her. But growing up where she did, and like you mentioned, she was taught certain things. When we met, one of the things I always preached to her was do your own research. Don't just take what somebody tells you, especially on social media, for gospel.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Trust but verify, and make your own conclusions. And so since then, it's really opened up her eyes to a lot of the misinformation efforts that are out there just to try to win votes. We need people to realize that's all they're after is votes to maintain their power. They are not interested in doing what's best for you.
That's a sad statement.
And
I hope that Minnesota can turn things around in the next election, and I hope you're part of the solution.
I appreciate that. Thank you very
well,
much.
no, I think it's just a great situation. I just am thinking of all these things that it's just not like it used to be.
No.
You would think as we went on and got bigger and better, it would get bigger and better, but no, it's getting worse. Everything now to me, and Nate, Andy, you can, and obviously Catherine sitting right here, everything is about money.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what, everything's about money. It's like, good God.
That's why we need to
Let's
audit
get off
it.
your ass and go make some. That'd be good.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's we're talking about fraud. As a state auditor,
Yep.
That's what we should be going after is the misuse of public funds. And I heard a comment from someone that they questioned the need for the existence of a state auditor's office, and
In Minnesota,
Of course they did.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
They don't want any stopgap measures.
yeah, and I say, well, think of how much money you'd have back in your pocket if it wasn't going to criminals and people who shouldn't have it in the first place. How about that? How about that pool you wanted in the backyard that you haven't been able to save up for because you've been paying it to the state government and they've been giving it away to people who don't deserve it or shouldn't have it.
Yep.
And so when is that going to matter to you? And I think we definitely need to give the auditors, the state auditor's office, I should say, the ability to prosecute what they find and carry through with their investigations. But I think if we just let the inmates run the asylum when it comes to trusting people with public funds, then we're going to get more of what we're seeing now. And so we need to have the oversight, but we can do it in a better way that doesn't stand in the way of good things.
I love this 2 posts in a row here. So give me a little time to read both of them because then you can react. Jaden says, we need Nate George. And the second one, Margaret says, yes. Then Donnell, who just popped up, says, 100% we need Nate George.
Well, you got 3 voters so far.
There you
All
go.
right.
3 votes.
I'm on a roll.
There. You're on a roll. When this comes up, in about a month? A little short of a month?
The election?
Yeah.
No, it's the general election for 2026, next November.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's next November. Okay,
Yeah.
well, good.
But the
'cause I want
process
you to come
starts
back a bunch of time.
Process starts early because we've got to go through endorsing conventions and all of that.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Endorsing conventions. So what does that entail?
So I'm running for the Republican endorsement. And so we have caucuses on February 3rd. So all the local political parties in your community will meet, and everyone should get involved in that. And if you're not, reach out to your county Republican Party and get information. But then you elect delegates for the conventions, and then you have a congressional district convention, and then you have a state GOP convention, and that's where the state party delegates that were elected in February will vote on who the Republican Party of Minnesota should endorse.
There you go.
Because there's a whole load of people running for mayor, right? Or looking to run for mayor.
Well, I can only speak to Bram on that, and right now I haven't heard anybody announcing their intent. There's a lot of people who don't want me to leave, so which I guess is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But so I think they're kind of waiting and seeing if I get the endorsement first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A couple of things I got to bring up here.
Yes, sir.
Well, I have to go. Very interesting topics. Wish you all a very lovely day, and remember, be happy and love yourselves before anyone else. So he loves the topic. He likes
You
you,
mean skunk farts?
and his name is Skunk Farts.
All right.
So, Catherine had to steal the
I
punchline.
just,
She had to steal the
well, it
punchline.
sounded like cat turd.
Yeah.
Cat turd.
Cat
Cat
turd.
turd has a huge presence on X.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Great.
Why don't we take our final break, come back, and wrap things up? But Nate, I think it's very important over this next year that you make several appearances on the show because,
I'd love to.
first of all, you've talked a number of people already into voting for you. So let's bring you back a lot and get it up there.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, wrap things up. I love this show. See, this is why I wanted to do a podcast in the first place, because people like you can come on and be exposed to other people who go, God, this guy's making sense.
Yeah.
I love that about this.
Yeah.
We will be right back. You're listening to me, your customers are listening to me, and they'll hear me promote your business. You'll be reaching an engaged audience. We love that stuff. Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, and ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, and brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Our audience spans multiple demographics, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everyone in between. With the broad reach and passionate following of the show, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and sales. And ladies and gentlemen, let's talk Jack's, one of my favorite places in the world. You know that. Family owned since 1933, an original Minneapolis steakhouse, a place to celebrate and create memories for over 90 years. So I wasn't there at the beginning, but a few years later. Just minutes from Target Field for a pre or post game meal. Perfect prime rib, serving steaks, chops, and fresh seafood. You can even net your own trout from Jack's Garden Stream and have it prepared for you minutes later. You can enjoy happy hour in a bar, and on an award-winning patio Wednesday through Sunday. Private party rooms from $25 to $275. Perfect for weddings, groom's dinners, business dinners, or all celebrations. Weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. Jack's, the godfather of Northeast.
Our last one for the day, Titanic Beats.
Titanic what?
Titanic Beats. Do we like the Titanic
Anybody?
Beats?
What is Titanic Beats?
The name of this song.
Titanic Beats. What
Not-
beats would they have? The Titanic sunk.
I think Titanic just means big, although these weren't really. Like I said, the names mean nothing.
So apparently Tim Walz was on MSNBC yesterday. And
Don't you mean MS Now?
Myth is the biggest myth is that this guy, he's talking about Trump, of course, because that's all he ever talks about.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
That this guy understands business. He's an absolute abject failure at business. The irony is calling Democrats socialist when I'm begging for free markets here to allow capitalism to work. Donald Trump is the one with government interference.
What?
That's what Tim Walz said last night on MSNBC.
Did he pronounce all the words right?
What is amazing about him is that he's got frankly, balls, because I always called him no balls walls, to actually run again after what he's done to Minnesota. I mean,
Yeah.
how anybody can think that this guy did a good job or even a mediocre job.
Yep.
I don't understand.
Yeah. So, personal opinion, I think that him running for governor is probably a gift to Republicans.
Probably.
Yeah. But I mean, we've been surprised before that, people still find it acceptable to vote for that guy. But most of those people refuse to be informed and don't want to wake up to the realities of, like you said, what he's done to our state.
Maybe we could talk Tim Pawlenty into running for governor again. That'd be good.
I don't think his heart is in it.
I made myself choke. Sorry.
Well, plus all the teachers had a big problem with him because he cut education budgets because we were in like some sort of huge deficit, and he was cutting things left and right, and people are still mad about it.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to pay the bills if you don't have the money?
Right.
Well, I don't know. I think you manufacture some fraud and then you maybe money launder. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
God, I love our listeners so much. True, it would be a great gift to Republicans. Dart, he's talking about Tim Walz running for governor. Yeah. He's what is it? He's hold run into.
I don't know what
94
that means.
Should.
I think it's a typo. Oh, yes. It probably is should, isn't it?
Yeah.
He should run into 94 traffic.
Oh, he
Well.
wasn't run over by a car. I'm glad I couldn't read that. That's good.
Probably.
Walz is an absolute failure, spends more time bitching about Trump and not running the state. That is 100% true. Allowing the fraud to go on, Howard. I started No Balls Walls. Oh, good for you.
Dark Strider started No Balls Walls.
You should slap a copyright on that.
You know what I got to do the next time you come in, Nate, is have Officer Dave in, because you two would be really good together. Officer Dave's what, about 6'4", he weighs about 310, and not 1 ounce of it is fat. He was a cop for his whole life. He just left the force about a month ago.
Not even. I think it was like 2 weeks, wasn't it? Dave's
2
in the
weeks?
chat, so Dave, give your stats, and I'll make a banner out of it. So whenever Dad brings this up,
Yeah.
I can just put your stats up on the screen. How about
I
that?
like it.
I have a law enforcement background as well, so
You do?
we would probably talk about a lot of stuff.
Let me ask you a question here, because I'm glad you brought that up. I did not know that about you, Nate, but
Yeah.
I grew up in North Minneapolis, and I have loved cops from day one. Now, my mother's, I guess he'd be my second cousin. He was my mother's cousin. And my mother was a really ardent Democrat, not far left nut job. She was a really solid Democrat. And Lamont was a really solid Republican. Mm-hmm. Every time they got together, they were really nice to one another. They'd give each other a kiss and say, I love you when they were leaving. I didn't see this battling between the Republicans and the Democrats as a kid.
Right.
It was very smooth. They didn't agree on much, but it didn't matter. It's like, we'll both do our best to get somebody in there that, Dave said that he's 6'4", 330 pounds, 20 years on the copper job. That's what it is.
There you go.
Wow.
6'4" and weighs 330 pounds. And like I said, there ain't no fat there.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Take
about
me
that
easily.
part.
But I got to be honest with you. I love the fact, first of all, we had never met before when we were on the boat. Mm-hmm. We're on a boat on a cruise on the river. You put it all. Oh, here we go. Dave is 6'4" and weighs 330 pounds and has body fat percentage of 0.
I hope he has some body fat because your brain.
That wouldn't be very healthy.
Did we just turn this into a dating podcast?
Yeah, for real. Sorry, ladies. Dave is married.
I do want to stay on top of this with you because we got some real problems. And I love Minnesota. I was born in Long Prairie, Minnesota. I love, sometimes I've lived away because of jobs and all the rest of it. I just wish it was Minnesota nice again. And I do remember being on the KQ morning show. I don't know, whenever that happened, years and years ago. I saw this big poster that's everywhere all of a sudden. It was hanging everywhere. And I said, why the hell would you ever want to put up a poster that says Minnesota nice? If you have to tell me how nice you are, how nice can you be?
Yep.
Right.
It kind of reminds me of those signs that people put out on their yards that say like science is real and love is love and that sort of thing. It's like if you were really a good person, you wouldn't need to tell me that you were a good person.
Right.
That's pretty much true.
What's the old adage? You know, your best qualities are best discovered by others.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's true. Well, Nate, you got to stay in touch. We'd love to have you in because you're so even keel, which is what I really, really like. You're just kind of like, here we go. We need a better. Minnesota is a wonderful place. What are you talking? 15,000 lakes, and
Yeah.
the weather in the winter's not the greatest. But if if you're a skier or a skater or something like that, you love that too.
Nice
Right.
fishing.
But
Fall
I just
colors.
wish we'd return to the old Minnesota where everybody was not so psychotic. God,
Right.
people are crazy.
One
Yeah.
step at a time, I guess.
You know,
One
I
step at a time.
encourage people to come, and swing by a Bram City Council meeting sometime, and just observe, because I have the pleasure of sitting next to a particular council member who him and I disagree on a lot of different things. Different sides of the political spectrum. But we would sit down and have a whiskey together any day of the week, and that's what I love about
Yep.
how society should be, and what it can be. Again, to your point, let's disagree, but as long as we can disagree over a beer, I'm good.
So did you come here from Bram?
Yeah, I drove down this morning.
That's quite the drive.
It was a little over an hour, but
Yeah.
totally worth it.
That's not
Oh,
bad.
that's not bad.
Well, it's not horrendous.
We
Or
just
I
drove
drive.
30 hours.
That's true. Yeah.
Hour.
Exactly.
I used to work at the
Exactly right.
airport, so I'd have to commute down there every day. So I'm used
Oh,
to
that
it.
had to have been a horrible commute.
It was.
We have,
all
I will
right.
tell you this, and by we, I mean the show, and then I move on to the fact we have Democrats and Republicans on the show. There are a lot of really good Republicans. Yourself, Scott is a great guy running for governor. I mean, you've got a lot of really, really good, solid people, and they're not in it for the I'm powerful and well-known. It's let's make it Minnesota again, because right now it is not the Minnesota I remember. I'll tell you that.
No.
Unfortunately.
Well, they just announced that they're because of lack of foot traffic, that they're canceling the Holodazzle parade
That's what I
and the
heard, yeah.
Aquatennial.
Oh, really?
which
They're
is-
canceling it?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, it's all canceled.
That's
because there'd be
sad.
too much violence.
Yep. No one wants to go there anymore.
No, I wouldn't walk around downtown these
No,
days.
I wouldn't either.
No, especially with little kids. I remember years and years ago. I mean, Andy, you were pretty little, but I don't know. Maybe you remember going to the Holly Dazzle parade
Very,
and sitting
very
on Hennepin
vaguely.
Avenue, bringing our little chairs there. We had all kinds of little kids, and I had a couple friends there, and we had a wonderful time. I wouldn't dream
No.
of doing
It's
that now.
sad.
Wouldn't even dream of it.
Tom from
Gotta
Fountain
mention
Inn
this, though.
wants to know if the Bram High School team is still the Bombers.
They sure are, and I volunteered to be their mascot.
Well, there you go.
I have a real flight
You're the
jacket,
mascot.
so I can just stand there at the game.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, we didn't really talk about. So you were in the Air Force for 20 years?
Still in. Yep.
Well, all right then.
Reserves.
Air Force Reserve. Sorry, people picked this time to blow up my phone. I was a previous air logistics specialist and anti-terrorism officer, and now I'm stationed out at Pacific Air Force headquarters in Hawaii on the headquarters staff, where I help plan wars.
I remember the first time I ever felt old was learning that I was too old to join the Air Force.
Oh no!
Isn't it like not that old? Isn't it like 23 or something like that?
Well, when I was in, they were doing waivers up to 35.
Wow.
Ooh.
And I heard that they even increased it to 40 since then. So
Chill
Well,
time, Andy.
I
Join
can
up.
still join the Air Force, except for my 20 over 400 vision. Probably they wouldn't love that. I don't think.
yeah.
Well, you can't fly anything.
Are you even are you even allowed to wear glasses if you're a fighter pilot?
I'm not sure.
Guessing not.
I don't know about being a fighter pilot, but I'm pretty sure the heavies you can wear glasses
Well, all right then.
because you don't have to wear the helmet.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, you don't have to cram them in there.
Yep.
Oh.
37
Very
is the
quick.
federal cutoff, says Dave. Uh-oh, I just missed it. Darn.
37.
Yep. I'm 30.
What are you
I'm
gonna
38.
do?
So yeah.
No.
All right, I'll close with a great, since it's not going to happen this year, I have a wonderful Holly Dazzle memory. I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was a long, long time ago. And I'm walking down, it was on Nicollet Avenue back in the day. And I'm walking up to watch the parade, and I see right in front of me John Lastman, the chucker, is already watching the parade. Chucker from Power 92, KQ 92, John Lastman, his real name. So I go up. I figure, what the hell? He's watching the parade. I'll tease him a little bit. I put him in a chokehold. Turned around. It wasn't John Lastman.
Oh,
Whoops.
like you didn't get slugged.
Yeah. Or
The guy's like,
stabbed.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, oh, God, I'm sorry. I felt so bad. But
Yeah.
what the hell? But
Probably best
Yeah.
to just walk away in that situation.
yes, I got back in the car and said, there'll be no parade for me. No question. Nate, you got to come back soon. I love these very positive messages. You didn't say one thing about how horrible the other side is and, oh, my God, it's terrible. You just want to serve the people.
Yeah, thank you.
Suspected spam
Good
caller.
answers.
I appreciate that. And, I got to say, it's an honor to be on here on your show. I grew up listening to you on KQ with my dad, who's no longer with us. So it's kind of brings everything full circle. So thank you very much.
Well, come back because, like I said, I was very impressed with you on the boat. I only got to talk to you for a couple of minutes, but you were very impressive. And we'd love to have you back because I would like to go back to the old Minnesota where everybody was kind of in it together, and let's not try to ruin anyone's life. And, this ruining people's lives has driven me to the edge. It
Right.
really
Yeah.
has.
It really
Yeah,
is.
that's not the
terrible.
definition of tolerance. I'm sorry.
No,
No.
it is not. All right, behave, both of you. Catherine and I will behave on this end. And Andy, if you want to talk to Nate after the show, or Nate, you want to call Andy, let's set you up for a couple more appearances. I'd love it.
I'd love that too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Andy, anything in closing?
Anything in closing?
The orders of business we need to deal with. Jack's Cafe, anything?
Go on x.com/Tom Bernard Show and comment under the Jack's Cafe giveaway tweet thingy for your chance to win a $100 gift card on I said it in the tweet, but it's the 27th. And I am not sure, but I think it might be the last one. I still haven't heard back from them, but
Okay. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.
don't
On
forget to
YouTube.
like and subscribe.
There you go. I don't understand. You got to follow this. This is the same guy commenting. We'll close with
Same
this.
guy.
Donnell, how much did you have to drink today, Tom?
You didn't say
And then
today.
under that,
That's
oh, it doesn't say today.
She
No, it
didn't
just says,
say
how much
today,
did you
it's
had to drink, Tom?
she said that when you were doing
went
your
up-
last minute story, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he meant today.
Danelle is a woman.
But Donnell's a woman?
Yes.
Oh, Donnell, how are you?
She once said, I am woman, hear me roar in chat, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
That's
You're
how
right.
I know.
And the other comment, we'll close with the other Donnell comment. You ready?
Yep.
Nate was a great guest.
Aw,
There
There you go.
he goes, oh.
thank you.
Come back soon. That's going to do it. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.